Gavin Newsom has said that he wants to call a special session of the California legislature behind me in order to rig the electoral system in California to give the Democrats 5 more congressional districts in California. This is totally outrageous because the system is already rigged in Democrats' favor, and I want to show you how. Here are the Democrats' rigged districts in California. The Republican Party, on average, has around 40% of the votes across California, sometimes higher than that. But the Republicans only have 17% of the congressional districts in California. That's the situation now. Already we have Democrat-rigged districts. But Gavin Newsom wants to make it even worse. Instead of that, he wants ultra-rigged districts. He wants to add another 5 congressional districts for the Democrats from California. That means that for 40% of the votes, Republicans would have just 7% of the congressional districts in California. Gavin Newsom wants to silence Republicans up and down the state of California in order to give himself and his party another 5 seats in Congress. This is the behavior of a complete autocrat. This is what you get from one-party rule. It is completely unacceptable. I will not stand for it. I will not let it happen. Instead, when I'm governor, in place of the Democrats' rigged districts or Gavin Newsom's ultra-rigged districts, we are going to have fair representation in California. I will make sure, by calling a special session, by filing lawsuits one way or another, we will have fair representation in California. For the 40% of the votes in California, at a minimum, that Republican candidates get in our state, we will have 40% of the districts. That means that the Republican Party in the House of Representatives will have another 12 Republican congressional seats. That is fair representation. That's what we'll have in California when I'm the governor.
You have to understand this was not supposed to happen here. Deep breath. You're doing okay. I've been to too many of these funerals, and I never thought ever that I would have to be doing this. I do not want to be here today. I would give anything not to. I did not know Christmas morning at 4 o'clock in the morning when I said goodbye to him and sent him off to his family that it would be the last time that I saw him. My department is hurting. We're struggling through this. So please be in mind when you see them that it's hard for them. We're a family. We're not an agency. We're a family.
All right. Well, joining me now exclusively is Stanislaus County Sheriff Adam Christensen. Sir, I want to ask you about something you brought up at the press conference earlier. You made the distinction between the fact that Corporal Singh came here legally. He came here with a sole purpose. He wanted to be a police officer. He wanted to serve this country. He wanted to serve his community. And you drew the distinction between the suspected killer who came here, broke the law, and came here illegally. Why was it important to you to draw that distinction?
Because I want the nation to know, I want your viewers to know that Officer Singh really should be the focus of this investigation and his sacrifice. But I also want everybody to know that immigration is good for America if done legally. Illegal immigration doesn't serve our communities, especially criminals who victimize and exploit our communities. Whether you hate the president or love the president, border security goes hand in hand with national security, the safety of our communities, and public safety. We need to know who's in our communities that shouldn't be. We should be focusing on criminal activity without political interference. And there is only one entity that can fix immigration, even though there are laws on the books and we should stand by the rule of law and we should be enforcing those laws. Congress is the only entity that can fix this problem. And until they decide to depolarize themselves and focus on what's in the best interest of the people, you can't establish a system of immigration that lacks bureaucracy, hopefully, and allows people a path to become good citizens and contribute to what makes America great. Officer Singh, he is the absolute poster child for why immigration works if done legally and properly.
Yeah, just the other day, I saw someone steal a bike off a bus who was right there, and I went over and I told them about it, and they didn't do nothing.
What?
We did speak to a lot of the bus riders out here, most of them regulars. They tell us that this kind of law enforcement presence here was long overdue. They also tell us one of their observations is that the elderly tend to be more targeted during crimes out here.
Flashback.
The arrest of Gustavo Perez Arriaga has brought a new focus on illegal immigration by the Stanislaus County Sheriff Adam Christensen. Arriaga's brother and co-worker, who were also arrested, also came into the country illegally. Today, the sheriff partially blamed California's sanctuary laws for Officer Singh's death.
While we absolutely need to stay focused on Officer Singh's service and sacrifice, we can't ignore the fact that this could have been preventable. And under SB 54 in California, based on 2 arrests for DUI and some other active warrants that this criminal has out there, law enforcement would have been prohibited from sharing any information with ICE about this criminal gang member. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not how you protect a community. Law enforcement was prohibited because of sanctuary laws, and that led to the encounter with Officer Singh. I'm suggesting that the outcome could have been different if law enforcement wasn't restricted, prohibited, or had their hands tied because of political interference.
Governor Brown signed the sanctuary state bill into law last year. The law prevents police from asking people about their immigration status or participating in immigration enforcement activities. But police and sheriff's officials and also jail officers are still able to work with federal immigration authorities if a person has been convicted of about 1 of 800 crimes.
The moment we arrived at the Stanislaus Regional Transit Center on Modesto's 9th Street, a Stanislaus County deputy was already taking someone into custody. It's unclear what led to that arrest, but for regular bus riders out here, this was no surprise.
Yeah, just the other day, I saw someone steal a bike off a bus who was right there, and I went over and I told them about it, and they didn't do nothing.
People, when you're in tight quarters, they'll react and lash out.
Bus riders say they've witnessed robberies, fights, drug use, and other criminal activities on the bus for years. And until now, they didn't feel private security was able to do enough.
And they wanted me to fill out a big form just for them to stop a guy who's stealing a guy's bike right in front of me. That just limits them in terms of what they're able to help with, I feel.
Their complaints and an increase in violent incidents here have prompted the Stanislaus Regional Transit Authority to take action.
I think it's really good because there's a lot of crimes out here.
The agency just entered a roughly $480,000 contract with the sheriff's office, approved by the county board, to bring 1 to 2 deputies on site for patrols 6 days a week.
We will continue to have private security here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to help deter crime and other issues here on the property. The sheriff's office will just be here during the morning and afternoon.
Their patrols have already begun, and riders say they are fully on board with it.
Honestly, it'd be 100 times better to go ahead and do that because it'd feel, I'd feel much safer.
Now, we're told that this contract is effective for the next year with the possibility to extend.
Gustavo Arriaga is accused in the shooting death of Corporal Ronil Singh Christmas night during a traffic stop. Arriaga came to the U.S. illegally and was found after a 2-day manhunt. 7 of his accomplices will also be arraigned today. These are mugshots of 4 of those accomplices, and they are being held in Stanislaus County. The other 3 are in Kern County. All 7 are accused of lying to investigators or hiding Arriaga as he tried to escape to Mexico. Each of these suspects have entered pleas of not guilty.
Like, how this man is still governor of California and not behind bars is fucking mind-blowing.
When it's time to go, you can choose how. You can wait for enforcement, or you can leave on your terms. The CBP Home app lets you self-deport with dignity, directly, and securely. Don't wait. Decide how it ends.
But we're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay?
if they escape prison. How to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%. Okay?
Protests erupted in New York and elsewhere, with Venezuelans calling for increased food stamps, housing, and other benefits.
This is not the Emma Lazarus story of people looking for opportunity. For them, the opportunity is government benefits. Unfortunately, that's what they've been taught from birth in Venezuela, is the only way to better yourself is to become a welfare recipient.
American thinkers Monica Showalter says this proves not all immigrants are created equal.
Importing that kind of an immigrant is basically importing someone who's going to assimilate into the underclass. That's importing poverty. That's not importing people who want to contribute or who can contribute.
So far, no response from the Biden White House. Nick Rankovich, News Radio 740 KTRH.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.